So we're speaking to Lisa Knight, who is the co-founder at Café Isan, and they've come with a new proposition for people who want to start a food cart business, and the pricing starts at 80 200. So thank you, Lisa, for joining us on this interview.
You're welcome.
So we'll start with a brief about what this offering is all about. The pricing seems very attractive for people who want to start during a pandemic. People who've lost their jobs, they want to start fresh, and they have some ideas about food business. So, what does this deal? What is this deal all about, and what does it include?
Yeah, okay. So, first of all, the AED 200 is a celebration of how we started almost 10 years ago, our brand. So, as we approach our 5th birthday, we wanted to create the same opportunities for other people. Now, obviously, it does cost a lot more than 200 to design, build, fit out, and make ready with all the permits and everything a street food cart. But what we decided to do is that we will advance that money. So we will cover those upfront costs. Plus, we have some really fantastic sponsors in terms of the Tourist Authority of Thailand are on board with us with this project. So the 200 dirham actually covers a full kit ready to operate. And it would also include any permits required by the government. We'll manage that on behalf of the vendor. So it's a full shebang. The cart ready to go, cooking equipment, refrigeration, health and safety, hygiene training. And in actual fact, we do not really require cooking experience. We just want passionate people that love food, especially Thai food. We will give priority to our customers that have lost their jobs during the pandemic, but anybody is welcome to apply. We have a dedicated website, teamcafeisan.co. It's a very short application process. We'll ask a number of questions, but in particular, we are looking for people to just talk to us and sell themselves in terms of we want to feel their love for food. And even if they're not good at cooking, it doesn't matter because the cart's a single item concept. So it's a very true street food proposition. You know, if you go to Bangkok or anywhere in the world for that matter, you'll always see this is a specialist sausage cart. This is where you go to get your noodles. You don't have multiple items in general. They're just a single item that somebody is really, really good at. So the other owner of Café Isan, who's the head chef, will personally train everybody. So that's the beauty of this scheme. You can love food but not be that good at cooking. It's fine because you're going to be trained anyway. So, and an important thing is the projections so far show that the income that each vendor can make is going from 15 to 25,000 dirham a month, which is quite a mighty fine amount for one cart.
Okay. So what is the onboarding process? Like you said, there's an application form. They need to go to cafeisan.co and then there's an application form they fill in. Apart from this, is there any paperwork involved? Do they need to provide any documents? And how long is the training process?
No, initially they'll just apply online. But what will happen is we will review the first batch of applicants, close the application process for a couple of weeks, but then we'll reopen it again once we've progressed, with the first batch of applicants. So it will be open and closed throughout the year at different points. So it's a short online form. Then the second stage will be a video interview, and the third stage will be, a face-to-face and in-person interview. And that will be it. And then we'll basically make our selection of what are essentially brand ambassadors for Café Isan. And the training process will be around about 10 days all in all. So it's fairly short. It'll be brand training, recipe cooking training, health and safety training, fire safety training. There's a whole series of certificate training and certifications that will take place. But it's fairly short, about 10 days all in all.
Okay. And this initial investment that they will be, putting in for this offer, is this a one-time investment or is it a recurring monthly or a yearly? What is the
It's
cost
one
involved?
time. The contracts will be for 1 year.
Okay.
for 1 year. So the fee is basically, it's effectively in place of a traditional licensing fee.
Okay.
With a traditional franchise, you pay a huge upfront licensing fee. Plus, you'd be expected to pay for all of the equipment and everything as well. So we're saying no need. We will pick the right people that we have faith and trust in, that they will do a great job, for Café Isan. So we're sharing the risk, actually, and this is important. It's what's different. One of the things that's different about the scheme, we're banking on each vendor being successful because we've invested in them. So it's a win-win situation. We hope. That's the idea.
Okay. In terms of the placement of these carts, which areas are you looking at initially for the first phase?
Actually, for the part of the application process, each applicant is free to suggest a location.
Okay.
But that said, in the background as well, because we obviously would like to have an entrepreneurial people, and anybody that's successful could take multiple carts in future as well. So there's room for growth. But we're also working with, at the moment, one of my main roles is I'm talking to key landlords. So some are malls, indoor, outdoor spots. I will very soon be approaching government departments to basically say, can you support this program by giving us a fantastic location for either no rent or hugely reduced rent.
Okay.
So it's both. We would love to see applicants say, you know what, I live in such and such an area, or I've noticed that there's no great Thai food in this location. We could, there's a lot of footfall, it'd be a good idea. And we'll work together, we'll work on that. It's really about the spirit of working together to make sure we match the cart concept with the right location.
Okay. In terms of the coverage, is it only limited to the Emirate of Dubai, or are you also getting applications or accepting applications from across the UAE?
We have had applications from across the UAE, and that's absolutely fine. However, the first round we will limit to Dubai, so we find our feet a bit more. But the second round of applications, which will open round about mid to the end of March, we'll cover all Emirates. We just have a little bit more work to do on understanding the processes and permits required to be able to do that at the moment.
Okay. And in terms of licensing, what kind of license will these businesses or the carts will operate on?
Well, this is the thing. So in Dubai, it will run from our restaurant license. So there's no new license that's required. It's really just a case of working with Dubai municipality for permits for a specific location in the same way that we would if we were doing an event, for example. So it's pretty simple and straightforward.
Okay. So when you're heavily discounting, the startup of this initiative, what is it in for Café Isan? How do you benefit from this, and what is your long-term goal with this initiative?
Sure. Well, what's in it for us is we will be charging a licensing fee, so it will be 1% of their turnover, just a modest amount, round about between 6 to 8%. We're still sort of playing with the numbers at the moment. So that's how we'll recover basically our money, and in the longer term, make some returns ourselves.
So your long-term, goal with this kind of an, because maybe 1 year down the line or 2 year down the line, the markets will again pick up, and you will see a lot of traction in the market, a lot of tourists coming in. So how do you see that panning out over the years?
No, I see it's one of these ideas that it has potential in terms of there can be multiple carts. At the moment, we're just going to start with one per month because it's pretty costly, for us. So as we attract hopefully more sponsorship, we can increase that. And, we see actually a future whereby we believe that street food is a great business actually at the moment, in terms of it's been widely spoken about in international media about its suitability, especially outdoor pitches, because it's safe because of COVID. And we find that really, really interesting. There's also the element that we've noticed as a restaurant that we have actually grown and become busier and busier during this coronavirus crisis.
Okay.
Surely not the only reason, but partly it's because we're known for good value, quality food. And these days, people are cost conscious. They want good food, but they don't want to go so much to a 4 or 5 star outlet where you're going to burn a hole in your wallet to have some good food. So we think that we've come up with this idea at the right time, and we want to grow it steadily. But our vision, quite frankly, is to have a little mini street food movement underway across all of the Emirates, and in future in other countries in the region as well.
So when you look at the cuisine, you said Thai food is something that you're focusing on. But do you have any plans to include other cuisines as well, looking at the market sentiments?
No, we wouldn't know.
Okay.
We're specialists for Thai food.
Okay.
We're specialists for Thai food. And actually, to answer the other part of your question, we also have a bit of a wider mission to promote the northeast of Thailand, which is called the Isan region. It's one of the largest areas of Thailand, but it's not so well known. The food is absolutely fantastic. That's why we're working with the Thai Tourism Authority of Thailand. It's to hopefully inspire and create more awareness of this particular region of Thailand. That's been really important to us from the beginning.
So till now, what kind of feedback have you received? How many applications have you received? Do you get these kind of questions from people who are applying for this?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we've had people calling up, just randomly calling up, asking more and more questions. We've had people come to the restaurant in the middle of the busy, evenings. Oh yeah, we saw the news about this scheme. Can we get some more information? And so what we've done is, over the last week or so, we've added more and more information on the FAQ section on the website, because it's not really sustainable for us to be to have a crowd descend on the restaurant, asking all these questions and that. So we've put more information on there. We've had around about 40 applications already in the first week, which is really, really good. Especially when we won't be able to go forward with, that many, not at the moment anyway. So yeah, it's been really, really good. It's been a fantastic start. We feel excited about it. We're just in the process now of having the carts designed and made. So that won't be long now until we'll be able to share what they look like as well.
Sounds good. Thank you, Lisa, for speaking to us. It was nice having you, on board for this interview, and
You're welcome.
getting to know about the new initiatives that Café Isan is driving in this market. And we look forward to speaking to you in the future as well.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.